The wait is finally over, and football fans around the world are reacting in ways nobody could have predicted. The FIFA World Cup 2026 round of 32 bracket has officially been revealed, and within minutes, social media exploded, supporters started debating impossible scenarios, and some of the biggest football nations on earth suddenly realized that their road to glory may be far more dangerous than they expected. What looked like a celebration quickly turned into anxiety, excitement, and controversy. Some fans believe their team has received a dream path to the final. Others are convinced FIFA has created one of the toughest knockout stages in World Cup history. And that raises a massive question. Has the newly revealed bracket created an opportunity for football's biggest giants to dominate, or has it opened the door for the greatest upset tournament the world has ever seen? Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to FIFA Nation Report for complete FIFA World Cup 2026 coverage throughout the tournament. And while you're watching, let us know in the comments where you're watching from and which country you're supporting. With the bracket now locked in, every fan believes they know what happens next. But what if they're wrong? Because hidden inside this knockout stage are storylines that could completely reshape the tournament. For months, fans focused on qualification. Nations battled through difficult groups, dramatic finishes, late goals, and unexpected results. Every team entered the competition with a simple objective: survive long enough to reach the knockout rounds. Now that objective has been achieved by the final group of qualifiers. But reaching the round of 32 was only the beginning. The moment the bracket became official, coaches, analysts, players, and supporters immediately began studying every possible path. Not just the next match. Not just the round of 16. The entire road to the final. And that is where things became fascinating. Because in a tournament of this size, one side of the bracket can completely change a nation's destiny. A favorable draw can create momentum. A brutal draw can end a dream before it ever has a chance to grow. Some teams discovered that a single victory could place them on a path filled with manageable opponents. Others realized they may have to eliminate multiple title contenders just to reach the Final Four. That realization has created enormous debate across the football world. Fans are already arguing about which nations benefited the most. Who received the toughest route? Who might be peaking at exactly the right time? And perhaps most importantly, which underdog now has a realistic chance to shock the world? Because every World Cup creates unexpected heroes. Every tournament produces at least one story that nobody predicted. A team arrives with little expectation. The pressure is low. The spotlight is elsewhere. Then suddenly they start winning. The expanded format has increased those possibilities dramatically. More nations entered the tournament. More styles of football collided. More opportunities emerged for surprise results. And now the knockout bracket has amplified that uncertainty. Traditional powers still possess incredible talent. They have world-class squads, experienced managers, and players accustomed to performing on football's biggest stages. But history repeatedly reminds us that none of that guarantees success. One poor performance, one red card, one injury, one moment of brilliance from an opponent, and everything changes. That reality is creating nervous energy among supporters of the biggest football nations. Many expected their team to receive a smoother path. Instead, they discovered difficult opponents waiting at nearly every stage. Some potential matchups are already being described as finals before the final. Games that could easily headline an entire tournament are now scheduled to happen much earlier than expected. That means football fans may witness heavyweight clashes long before the championship match. And while supporters are celebrating those possibilities, coaches are facing a different challenge: preparation. The World Cup schedule leaves very little room for mistakes. Recovery becomes critical. Travel becomes important. Squad rotation becomes essential. A team can look unstoppable one week and exhausted the next. The expanded tournament has increased the physical demands on players. Every additional match adds pressure. Every knockout round raises the stakes. And unlike league football, there are no second chances. One bad night can erase years of preparation. This is why the announcement of the bracket carries so much weight. It's not simply a list of fixtures. It's a roadmap that determines how energy, momentum, and confidence flow through the tournament. Some nations now enter the knockout stage believing they can reach the final. Others are already preparing for battles that could define their entire generation. What makes this even more interesting is the emotional aspect. Football is not played by statistics. It is played by people. Confidence matters. Momentum matters. Belief matters. A team that survives a difficult group often develops resilience. Players begin trusting one another. Fans become louder. Pressure transforms into confidence. That psychological advantage can become incredibly powerful. We've seen it happen before. Teams nobody expected to challenge suddenly become unstoppable because they stop fearing their opponents. The bracket announcement has already sparked discussions about which nations are entering the knockout rounds with that exact mentality. Several teams arrive carrying enormous momentum. They exceeded expectations. They earned respect. And now they believe anything is possible. That belief can be dangerous for established powers. Because football history is filled with giants who underestimated opponents that refused to be intimidated. At the same time, some traditional contenders are facing a different kind of pressure. Expectation. Millions of supporters expect success. Anything less than a deep run will be considered failure. Every lineup decision will be criticized. Every substitution will be questioned. Every missed opportunity will become a headline. That burden grows heavier with every knockout match. The bracket has now transformed those expectations into a visible path. Fans can see exactly what stands between their nation and the final. And that visibility creates pressure unlike anything else in sport. As excitement grows, another conversation is emerging. Could this be the most unpredictable World Cup knockout stage ever? There are several reasons why many believe the answer might be yes. The gap between football's elite and emerging nations continues to shrink. Tactical knowledge has spread across the globe. Player development systems have improved dramatically. Smaller nations now produce talent capable of competing against anyone. The result is a tournament where reputations matter less than performance. The bracket reflects that reality. On paper, some favorites appear strong. But paper has never won football matches. Execution wins matches. Discipline wins matches. Mental strength wins matches. And those qualities cannot always be measured before kickoff. This uncertainty explains why fan reactions have been so intense. Some supporters are celebrating. Others are panicking. Many are doing both at the same time. Because they understand what the bracket represents. Possibility, hope, fear, dreams, and heartbreak, all packed into a single knockout tournament. The next few matches will determine which nations continue their journey and which return home wondering what might have been. For players, these moments define careers. A single goal can become part of football history. A single save can inspire a generation. A single mistake can be remembered forever. That is the beauty and cruelty of the World Cup. The stakes are always enormous. Now they are even larger. The expanded format has created more opportunities for greatness. But it has also created more opportunities for disaster. And that tension is exactly why fans around the world cannot stop talking about the bracket. Every supporter sees a different story. Every analyst sees a different prediction. Every nation sees a different future. Some envision celebrations. Others fear disappointment. Yet nobody truly knows what will happen. And that uncertainty may be the most exciting part of all. Because despite all the predictions, all the statistics, all the debates, and all the analysis, football remains beautifully unpredictable. The bracket has been revealed. The paths have been drawn. The opponents have been confirmed. The dreams are alive. But now comes the hardest part. Proving it on the pitch. The biggest stars must deliver. The underdogs must believe. The managers must make the right decisions. And the fans must prepare for a roller coaster unlike anything we've seen so far in FIFA World Cup 2026. The knockout stage promises unforgettable moments, dramatic twists, and perhaps a few shocks that nobody sees coming. But the real question remains unanswered. Will the tournament follow the script everyone expects, or is the bracket quietly setting the stage for one of the greatest World Cup surprises in football history? As the round of 32 begins, that answer belongs to the players. And until the matches are played, every prediction is only a guess. So now we want to hear from you. Looking at the newly announced bracket, which country has the best path to the FIFA World Cup 2026 final, and which team do you think could become this year's biggest surprise? Let us know in the comments below, because the next chapter of this World Cup story is about to begin.